Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to the food forest. We'll do a walk around very quickly to show you some of the things that have changed over the last couple of days. Honestly, things change and happen in this food forest so often that even a couple of days you get brand new stuff happening. First, I just want to nail off a couple channel news items. I want to talk about the viewer vids summer update video that we're going to do. I want to talk about a new way you can support the channel. It kind of ties into being a better, more conscious consumer of the products that you buy as well. And I want to talk about the meetup, which I think we're going to have to cancel. So let's get to that, and then we'll do a quick little walk around of some cool things that are happening in the food forest. Okay, so first off, I want to talk about a new way you can support the channel. There's a lot of people out there that want to support the channel, but I really don't just want it to be where you just donate money to the channel. I want to find ways that you get tons of value back. Okay, so a while back I did a video on ways you can help the planet, 7 things you can do. One of those things was be smarter about where you buy stuff. So resist consumerism, but also where you do have to buy stuff, try to upcycle it, and just try to be smarter about buying environmentally conscious products. On our own personal journey through this, my wife has been looking through some of the stuff we buy, and one of the things she's very passionate about is her skincare products. And it's very difficult to find skincare products that are ethically sourced. Pretty much all skincare products, first off, are tested on animals, and then to also then have natural ingredients in them, it's really hard to find. She's found a product that she absolutely loves, and then actually further fell in love with the company, and she's actually now a consultant for them. And I was looking through some of her skincare products, and it has stuff like sea buckthorn in there, elderberry, tons of medicinal plants that I'm growing in the food forest because they're such healthy medicinals. So to find that in her skincare products was kind of neat because, you know, I know they don't test on animals. I think they're a vegan, gluten-free company as well. And they also don't just sell skincare products, they sell teas. Like we were having a dandelion root tea the other day. It's just a general health and wellness company. So if you want more information on that, I'll leave a link below and you can hook up with my wife. Okay, you can't hook up with my wife, but you can get in contact with my wife and join her little Facebook group. And she, like, it's been hard this last year or so with COVID and isolating. It's like just that human contact is just missing. So this group has actually been fantastic for her. She's been able to kind of keep in touch with her friends with like a kind of like a commonly shared passion of skincare stuff. And she's also met a lot of new people. So if that's something that you think you'd like, check out the link below, get in contact with my wife, and you can start chatting, probably become best friends. Okay, so here we are in Old Man Walking Trail. It's starting to look really nice with the trees leafing out, getting some shade down here. So this is, for anyone who doesn't know, I had a video called something like what to do with like 1,500 bags of leaves. So I collected 1,500 bags of leaves in this fall, and then we spread it out roughly on contour in most spots to act as water catchment as well, and basically just to create winding paths down in this lower area. And I'm going to slowly plant this out over the next little while, and this will be my Old Man Walking Trail where I go walking and foraging in my retirement. So really fun, long-term, lifelong project that I'm setting up down here. And down here we've got a couple pawpaw trees because it's a nice shaded area. It's a little more shaded, and pawpaws do enjoy shade. They produce better in the sun, but when they're young they like the shade. So we've planted a couple pawpaws down here. For anyone who doesn't know, pawpaws are North America's largest fruit. It's like a papaya mango kind of hybrid. It's a very tropical fruit, but it's native to here actually. So it's a local native tree, local native fruit, and it does well down to about zone 5. So we're pushing it a little bit. We're kind of on the edge of zone 4 and 5. USDA zone, we're Canadian zone 5B, but that's kind of like American zone 4B. So they're doing all right down here, and we've got lots of flowers, and we've got what I believe is fruit set. So we might get our first pawpaws this year. So we'll see how that goes, see if that turns into a pawpaw. Basically that'll turn into like, you know, a little nub of 3 or 4 long things, and you'll get 3 or 4 pawpaws sticking out of that. It'd be like it's kind of, they grow in clusters like that. Should be fun. And specifically for pawpaw pollination requirements, you do need at least 2 genetically diverse trees. So if you get, we bought this tree and that tree at the same time from the same nursery, it's very likely they were propagated by graft from the same scion wood. So they're possibly genetic clones of each other. So we've also put in, I think, 1, 2, 3 more pawpaws down here to help with pollination. So I'm really curious. These both had flowers open at the same time. They're both in the same age of their development. So I'm curious to see if we get fruit. If not, it could be that these are clones and we need one of the other trees to get up and growing. And we've since put in probably about 5 or 6 more pawpaws, maybe even more like 8 up top. So we're turning into a bit of a pawpaw orchard because I just love the idea of this tropical looking fruit and tropical looking tree. These leaves get very long, probably 3 or 4 times as long as that, and they droop and hang and they look so tropical. So a very beautiful tree as well. This isn't supposed to be a pawpaw video, but anytime I talk about them, I just feel like I need to mention those topics about them because I'm just afraid someone's going to go, oh, I want that pawpaw, and they go and plant one, and you can't have one. You can't even have just 2. They have to be 2 different, genetically different trees. So if one's a seedling, for example, then that's good because that will be the only tree of its genetics. And then the other one can be whatever. Okay, so let's sit under these apple trees and we'll talk about viewer vids. So the first viewer vid video was really, it was a springtime one. Everyone's gardens were asleep. And it was really to see if people would like that concept. I think the overwhelming feedback was that it was a fantastic idea, amazing community building. I loved making the videos. I loved seeing, good morning Canadian permaculture. I love seeing your personalities come out. I mean, I can't say enough about it. I loved that video. And my wife was watching it and she said the same thing. She said, this is my favorite video you've ever done. And it was just, she said it was neat because there was these 2 little 2-minute clips, and then she couldn't wait to see what the next person's garden would be like. And I think it's great to learn from each other as well because, you know, I've only started gardening 5 years ago. I definitely do not know everything about gardening. I can learn a lot from you guys, and so can everyone else in this audience. So with that being said, I want to do a summertime video of viewer vids and maybe a couple. I really do want to keep it to 1.5 to 2 minutes per clip. Just the YouTube analytics of that video, you know, people will stop. A lot of people will watch the whole thing, but like the viewership does drop off. And I don't like the idea of someone putting all that hard work into their video, and just because I happen to put them last, someone's got to go last. I didn't choose favorites or anything, but because they go last, maybe a lot of people don't see their video. So I want to keep it, you know, 1.5 to 2 minutes each. Because I'm going to do a bunch of these, you can show me parts of your garden, take a good 1.5 to 2 minutes on that, and then you can always submit one later on in the fall. Maybe we'll do a bunch of these. Maybe it'll be something I do constantly. Maybe you can take lots of film footage and we can do a winter version, but of our summer gardens. So that's always an option. I know it's really hard to get your gardens all in 1.5 minutes. So I do really need people to try to focus on keeping it 1.5 minutes though, so that I can get 5, 6, 7, 8 videos in one. And then if I get a ton of people submitting videos, I can just submit, you know, part 1, part 2, part 3, you know, over the couple, maybe 1 a week or something like that. I think it was fantastic. I'd love to do it again. So start filming your gardens. Wait until something cool happening. Just know that you don't have to meet some kind of deadline. If you're in this set of videos, I'll probably do more. But if you can get out there, do a little 1.5 minute clip, focus on a little area or whatever you want, and make sure that you film it in portrait. Form it in landscape. Film it in landscape. You know, don't have your phone like that, because just on YouTube it'll make everything really squishy and it'll be really hard to see. So if you can turn your phone sideways, that'll help people really see the amazing work that you guys do in your gardens. So start setting your clips up. Email them to permaculturelegacy@gmail.com. I'll leave information in the description below. And you can also just dump them to, say, something like Google Photos, and then add that email as you know, a shared person where I can go download them. And then I'll make a nice viewer vids clip. I think that was fantastic, something I would definitely want to keep going. So the bees are really enjoying the comfrey here. I'm surrounded by bees. And it's been a wonderful spring. It's been a little dry, but we just got a huge rain last night. And we've got haskaps growing. So here is the haskap. I'm gonna be around me. So here's the haskap for people who don't know what a haskap, berries look like, new to the channel. So they're like these little bell-shaped, kind of like blueberries, but it's in the honeysuckle family, Lonicera. So they get blue and they'll look like this. They'll look ripe before they're actually ripe. So this one is not ripe yet. I pulled it off because I actually like them when they're a little sour. It's still fantastic. It's just tart, but it's really good. Such a deep, complex flavor. I really enjoy them. But on my top bushes for your food forest video, this was one of the plants. And it makes a fantastic jam. They're great fresh eating. And these are loaded. These are way healthier than a normal blueberry. Some of the food we eat because it's super sweet and not necessarily because it's healthy. So when you can just take a little of that sweetness out and cram it full of nutrient, then that's kind of better for you on both ends as well, because we don't need all the sugar that we eat. But the sugar we do eat should come with fiber, which you get from berries instead of, say, table sugar. So honeyberry or haskap, fantastic plant. Definitely consider adding it into your food forest. And they're very productive, and they make food and they make berries before anything else is. Like right now I don't have anything else to eat, so to get a crop off something right now is fantastic. So that is season extending fruit because it comes so early. Wonderful. So good. One thing people are always asking about is Wildflower Hill updates. So this is what Wildflower Hill looks like right now. It's basically just a lot of clover and a lot of flowers that are still in their vegetative state. So it's waking up. It's a bit of a sunny area, or a shaded area, sorry. So it can take a little bit of time to wake up, but we do have some things popping up slowly. It'll come. I'll keep giving you updates on Wildflower Hill. So here is nature. Look at this. I was just going to show you this flower, and then I said, what the heck is that insect dead? And then I noticed that his killer is right there. Sneaky little guy. So that's kind of neat. So someone found a free lunch. So the Wildflower Hill ecosystem is beginning. Did I show these peaches yet? There are probably 1,000 peaches growing. I'm going to have to thin this. The thing is if you let your tree produce this much, then it just sucks all the energy out of the tree, and sometimes the next year you can have almost no tree, no peaches. So if you're wondering why I would say something as silly as why would I, pinch some of these peaches off, that's why, because I want to get some peaches next year. Now for that meet and greet, garden meet and greet, I think we're going to have to put it on hold until at least the fall. We'll have to just see how it goes. I apologize so much. It was terrible timing. When I had thought of that idea, we had like 200 to 500 cases a week. And then by the time I published the video shortly after, it was like we hit all of a sudden 3,000 cases a day and higher. And more importantly, we had these variants of COVID coming in from India and in England as well that looked just nasty. It was just really bad timing. It was very unfortunate. So we'll still try to do something. It might be in the fall. We might have to wait till next year. But it's no race. We'll get to meet each other in person if you're local. And as soon as this whole COVID stuff is, under control a little more, I'm going to open up my land to another tour. So if you're interested in that, we'll have you over. You can walk around the food forest and see this in person. Just might not be till next year. But I just wanted to give an update on that because I know a lot of people are excited to meet in person and meet each other. Like different commenters have, been talking back and forth in comments, find out that they're living fairly close to each other. So I think it's nice when people can meet in person, and we should try to do that as much as we can and build community through this channel. Something I really want to focus on in the years to come. It's no rush. We'll get to it. So thanks for your patience, everybody, and stay tuned for more information on that.